And a happy Wednesday evening to you all. Welcome back to Berlin Raceway and another edition of Trackside Live back on Facebook Live. Tyler Q alongside Nate Dreyer here to get you set for an exciting weekend of just old school racing here at Berlin, but also looking back to what we had last week, Nate. We're coming off, right now we're at about 82, 83 degrees outside here in Berlin. For those who live in the area, they know that this is a blessing because compared to what we had last Saturday, it is much different temperatures. We still had good racing, even though it's kind of an accelerated program. But this, compared to what we had on Saturday, is a lot more comfortable, I would say.
It's a lot more comfortable, and we've raced rain this year, but we have not as effectively raced rain that was in a neck-and-neck finish the way that we did, and yet still won.
It was a legit photo finish.
I have no idea how it did, and we had a little bit of a stoppage, but the fact that we got that whole program in on Saturday, including the burnout competition at the end of the night, absolutely shocking, and it led to some funky sped-up racing throughout the night, some physical racing as well. It was all around. It was a good night, but I am very much looking forward to things continuing to hopefully stay a little bit cooler here.
We did have our Sportsman Spectacular 40-lap race, which was a huge victory for Josh Fry. He really had to work his way through. It was a great race with him, Ryan Holtzlander, Tim DeVos, and, of course, Fry and Holtzlander. They kind of got into it there near the end of the race when they were battling for the lead, and Nate, you kind of told me there was a little bit of a discussion between the two drivers a little bit. Obviously, that's a battle for the championship right now.
Yes.
Fry's trying to become the first ever two-time series champion in a single season here at Berlin. Ryan's trying to upend Josh Fry, and it kind of came to a head on Saturday night. It
certainly did, and it came to a head in an interesting way, having that 40-lap race, which is something we haven't seen this year, the double feature for the Sportsmen. They'll do something similar again on championship night at the end of the year, but we know how good that 44 car typically is on the long run. That was the case, but it was a little bit flipped because Ryan Holtzlander was the one that was starting to catch him down the stretch run, and they had a very physical battle. It came down to, there was the one moment that I think stood out, of course, when they had the contact, but even the laps before that, there was quite a bit of bumper-to-bumper battling. That was a fun one to watch. Speaking of the Holtzlanders, Dennis Holtzlander III took both races in the four-cylinders. That turns into an interesting discussion point, of course, heading into this weekend in the $2,000 to win four-cylinder, one of the biggest races, most rich races that you're going to find in all of the state of Michigan for compacts to run in. So some good momentum certainly there. As kind of this tradition, we're going to talk to Justin and Chase Roelofs here in a little bit. They've been a part of it, of guys sweeping the night. Was once again a big part of what we saw in four-cylinder competition.
And, of course, on the Flow Racing broadcast, we had Dave Simpson, a guy that's also double swept this year, and he's expected to race for $2,000 this coming Saturday night. We also had the mini wedge finishes up their Saturday night. They're racing right now. This is the last night of their Wednesday season. Win for Blake Pletz. He won the mini wedge junior feature. Jackson Cook took the senior feature and the championship in that way.
He had to start. All Jackson had to do was start the race to win the championship, and
almost did not.
Almost didn't. And I felt terrible that watching the family run around trying to get that thing started, and then he was able to and drove from the back to the front to win it. But that was very nerve. I saw Mo, his grandfather Davis, afterwards, and Mo had a look on his face like he had just gotten back from war after the way that thing started.
Which is funny because remember we talked to Andrew Scheid earlier in the year when we were talking about how he's been working with the Yonker boys and how kind of easy that can be a little bit. Well, when the car doesn't start, I'm sure that's a lot harder than I think we probably expect as race fans and whatnot. Before we get to the four-cylinder guys here, before we get to Justin and Chase, let's take a quick look at that Sportsman battle because they will be in action as with the limited late models. Josh Fry leading both of those series. You see Justin Roelofs in his big point lead. Josh Fry right now, it's a little bit bigger of a lead over Ryan Holtzlander, a little over 40 points there. So Fry sitting in a good spot there. Obviously nothing set in stone. The limited late model points, obviously that's tight as well. Nick DeLongpre is staying close because of his good qualifying efforts. Fry did win the last time out on the same night as our battle at Berlin. So those are two races this weekend. And you have to look at the schedule coming up here. This is going to be a really tough stretch for Josh Fry because not only does he have to worry about trying to win championships, the next 4 weeks, all of them, Sportsman's and Limiteds are running. This Saturday night, both nights of our Battle of the Pros weekend, Friday and Saturday, Limiteds and Sportsman's are running. Four cylinders are only doing it on the Friday night. And then, of course, Championship night, where we have everybody and the Outlaws, the Reveal the Hammer Outlaws series. You talk about a grind. Josh told us this himself. He said it's tough to do it on any given night. Doing it, for 3 weeks, 4 nights in a row, that takes a lot out of the driver, takes a lot out of the team. But they're right there. It's hard not to say no to going after history.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, if it's something that no one's ever done before, certainly that team is going to do what they can to be up to the challenge, but you're starting to see down this stretch run, those championship gaps been closing, and this is where things are going to get really interesting because there was a stretch there, especially in July. I feel like both the cars didn't necessarily have the speed a ton. Now starting to come back with the last couple weeks. Again, it was a Sportsman fast qualifier and the race win for Josh on Saturday night. So that continues to be something to watch. Just a couple other notes. Parker Tatro, for the first time ever, got a win in MCR competition. Yep. And Dave Sensiba won the VROA race.
Who is that?
Yeah, who is that? I believe that's a perfect season. The main storyline, he told our Ryan Pilon in Victory Lane, looking at maybe running a Sportsman or a limited late model next year.
That would be if he did the Sportsmans, I think we'd hit over maybe 600 wins
yeah.
of all the drivers that we have in that series this season. Josh Fry is obviously doing great, but Josh Fry has never won a Sportsman championship. He's won a limited before. He's won a modified before. Never won a Sportsman championship. This Saturday night as well, we'll kind of talk about the schedule coming up later on, but we have the super late models. Tecton super late models are back. First time since the battle at Berlin. A championship battle for Austin Hall, trying to keep out Tyler Lupton and Brian Campbell. He was able to increase that lead quite a bit thanks to the results of the battle at Berlin. But also it's kind of now becoming a little bit of a test run and some tuning for that big Battle of the Pros weekend. $12,000, 150 laps on September the 6th. That coming after our Pro Invitational on September the 5th, 75 laps.
Yeah, that's the cool thing that weekend is we have a super late model division, of course, here at Berlin. But if you're not familiar, the main difference comes down to the engine package that you run a super versus a Pro late model with a sealed crate motor. And the thing is, a lot of our guys here at Berlin, in terms of your locals that you may be a fan of, they run crate motor cars. They run what is a Pro late model, so they will be eligible to run. I talked to Andrew Scheid last week, who's feeling good. He'll be running that race. You know, most of the guys that have Van Doren cars are Pro cars, including Austin Hall. So a lot of guys that
and Bubba Pollard, he has one of those too.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, he's running a little bit different car tonight, but he will be back in the Pro late model for that event. We hope. We know that he's got one.
Yeah.
So we'll be certainly keeping an eye on that. But many of the local names and traveling names that you know and love are going to be here in a couple weeks for, again, 150 laps. It's going to feel a lot like our Money in the Bank 150 race.
Just a few $1,000s left, but $12,000 is $12,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not too bad indeed. But speaking of local guys, we'll talk to two of the top local guys in our Auto Value 4-cylinder series. After this break, Justin Roelofs and Chase Roelofs, the brothers, at the top of the points right now in the standings, and Justin going for a little bit of a bigger prize. We'll talk to them about it next here on Trackside Live. And welcome back, folks, here to Trackside Live here at Berlin Raceway. Tyler Kuehl alongside Nate Dreyer, joined by two guys that know how to run the 4-cylinders, the Auto Value 4-cylinders here on a weekly basis, getting ready for a huge $2,000 race. To my right, the driver of the 22 machine, Justin Roelofs, and his outside, the 221 of Chase Roelofs. Guys, thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks for having us.
So first off, let's kind of talk about the story for the season up until this point. There's an air horn that just went off from the mini wedges. It spooked me. Justin and Chase, you guys 1-2 right now in the series points. Justin's got the lead right now. Chase has been running really well this year. These are two of the guys we mentioned who have double features here so far this season. Start with Justin here. Just kind of talk about how cool it is the way both of you guys have been running so well this season.
It's been really nice. I mean, we've been running well the last few years, but more so this year. I mean, it's been a lot of work, and we've got both cars so equal. I mean, you put them on the scales, they're almost identical. And for that to finally pay off, that we're both up front, we're both winning races, and we can battle for wins. Like, before this year, we'd only really had a couple side-by-side battles for the win. And this year, it's been a handful of them, and it's been really fun.
And Chase, I remember when you first started, because was it 2018 or 19 you started full-time?
2019.
Because I remember when you used to, put it nicely, you used to have, like, it looked like you had tape on the side of your car for the number.
It was electrical tape.
And now here you are establishing yourself, kind of following, like, the Roelofs, the path, if you will, of being one of the top drivers in the four-cylinders. I mean, it seems like in the last 6 years you've really come a long way and now are one of the best in the series.
Yeah, well, 2019 really wasn't even supposed to be a full-time year. So that started out, I was actually supposed to just be kind of starting the car as a backup car for him in case something, God forbid, happens.
In case something happens to his car, then you can be the guinea pig.
Well, I ended up getting hooked on it, as basically anybody does that starts racing. And then halfway through, I wrecked that car, and we got another one so I could finish out the points and won Rookie of the Year that year. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun starting out. And, yeah, we've come a long way now. It doesn't even seem like it's been, 6 years now? This 6th year, yeah, it does not seem like it's been that long. It's crazy.
And, Justin, kind of off that point you were mentioning of how close these two cars are now. Tell us about the challenge of trying to balance running those two cars, the family dynamic, working on one car, working on the other, and getting them complete. It's kind of got like that F1 dynamic between the two drivers a little bit. But take us through that dynamic of the family team getting two race cars to be as close as they are now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun and it's rewarding, but at the same time it's really hard, especially when you're trying to pass each other, because you're so equal that somebody has to make a mistake or you have to be just a little bit better, and you want the other one to do good, but at the same time you always kind of want to beat them. I mean, it's racing, so it is really nice to see both cars run that close and be that good, though.
Chase, it's funny. We've seen so many great battles of the four cylinders over the last few years. The McNabbs, the father and son, they've had a photo finish. Obviously, Cole and Case have had great battles as well. Your guys' cousins, former champions in this series as well. What's Sunday dinner like after you guys have a close battle where you may make a little contact? And obviously, you guys see each other in the same pit every time. But how is that kind of after the race, that post-race conversation go?
Kind of depends on how the race went. Like the first win I had this year when I beat him on the restart, I know that pissed him off a lot because he just doesn't like losing on restarts, let alone it was to me. That, if anything, he'd rather beat me than anybody else. But he was more so mad that he lost on a restart. But, I mean, really, as long as we're both finishing good, our moods are fine. Like, we're fine with each other. I mean, it's not like neither one of us have done anything to each other. We've barely even touched, knock on wood, but we know how to run each other.
We got a few races left here today, so let's say we got plenty of time to change that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really not anything like some people might think where we would get mad at each other or anything like that. It's as long as we're both doing good, we're fine with it.
Branching off of, running a car at one point in time that had electrical tape on the side, one thing that stands out to me with your team versus even, especially other four-cylinder teams, there's a professionalism in terms of like a branding on the cars, the logos you guys are both wearing right now. Tell us how much you guys really pride yourselves. I know, Chase, this kind of goes back to what you do for a living as well, but tell us how much you pride yourself on the cars looking good, the branding, what that means in terms of the on-track performance, and also, sponsors and the business side of things.
Right. So I kind of took over that role when I started really racing and with HD5, working at HD5 for the last 3.5 years or so, because I don't know a lot about the cars. Him and my dad know everything about the cars, so I've taken the role that I can do the most in, which is the marketing, the graphics, helping get sponsors, and doing all of that stuff, getting apparel for us. I find a lot of joy in doing a lot of that for us, and I mean that's kind of the way that I can help, because I don't know jack crap about cars, so I just got to do what I can in any way. So yeah, I got to make them look nice, and they make them go fast.
Justin, kind of talk about, because we've had sportsman drivers on, super late model drivers on, four cylinders though. It's considered the most basic car to have. However, I think from all of our vintages, the way four cylinder started was a very basic stock car. Now, today, it's a much different car than maybe it was 20 years ago. Kind of talk to people what goes into making a 4-cylinder as fast as what you guys have on the Roelofs team.
I mean, really, it's just a lot of homework, and then try and if it succeeds, then keep doing it or go more, and if it doesn't, well, you don't try that again and you go another route. I mean, when the 4-cylinder division started, it was, knock the windows out of it, rip the seats out, and you go racing, and it transitioned from that fairly quickly, I think. And now it's gotten to where you have to be on top of your game and spend time in the shop every week and taking measurements and looking at everything that you can to be competitive. There's so many good drivers and cars now that to be competitive, you have to put a lot of work into it in the shop and do your homework and pay attention to a lot more than just unload it, load it every week, and then go racing.
Kind of off of that, when you look at dominant cars, and this is kind of for either one of you, one of the things I found interesting about the 4-cylinder division this year is the amount of sweeps on a Saturday night we've had, whether it's you guys and plenty of other guys as well. Dennis did it on last Saturday. What is it about this division, these style of cars, you think that lends itself towards when one guy wins, he's able to come through the field on that same night and win? We've seen that 4, 5, 6 times this year.
Justin's done it twice. I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't really know what it is about this year. I think you kind of get stuck in traffic. There's some really good cars that race with you, so when one guy gets free, and if you can get out front and you get held up in traffic a little bit and you're racing somebody, if we get racing or you're racing another fast guy and you get held up and somebody hits it like Dennis did this past weekend, he hit it and his car was great and he got out front so nobody could run him down and he ran a great race. And I think that's really the only thing why there's more sweeps this year. And with a little bit less cars, that could come into it too. We've had bigger fields in the past and this year's down a little bit. That could be another reason why there's essentially more sweeps this year.
Well, I'm about to say Chase's first year when he ended up running full time, that was the year Corey Holtzlander won. Was it 19, 20 features, something like that? Won the national championship.
It was a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to him, I think, more than any other driver here. and Chase, that was your first year. Now, like I said, you were one of the other guys that got that double sweep. Can you reflect on that night and what went right for your car to win both races, beating out your brother?
Honestly,
I don't mean to pick on you, Justin, but
No,
I remember one of those
good.
races he got you.
it was really not a night that we expected, or at least that I expected something like that to happen, just because it was super modified night, and usually the track is not good. It's a lot harder to pass for us because just the rubber or the methanol and stuff in their cars, it makes it really hard to pass. And I didn't really expect it. I kind of got, the first feature, I think I led all but like 2 or 3 laps maybe. So, I got out front. I had a little bit of luck having Ryan Ham blow up. That did help a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that was that night. I forgot about
on the
that.
restart, yep, kind of made him blow it up there. And then the second feature, it kind of, because me and him, he finished second that first race, and me and him started right next to each other. I kind of benefited from the start of that race just because the line that I had, sometimes if you have certain people in front of you, if they don't go or if someone is going to jump down or whatever, something can happen. And I just happened to have a little bit better line that night. Kind of works out. That's kind of what you need sometimes to get the double is just a little bit of luck. Yeah, I didn't. It really helped having my college friends there that night too. It gave me a little extra something to want to put on a show for them, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was great.
Then a little something after the race probably too.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. We shotgun beers after the race. So.
Speaking of a lot of fun, this weekend, a $2,000 to win race. Going to have a big car count. We fully expect, obviously, from that. And tell us about, first off, kind of what it means to have your cars featured in this way, to have this sort of big money race. One of, I think it's the second largest purse in all of the state of Michigan for a compact series. Like, how cool is it to be a part of a single feature kind of headlining night like you guys are in the 4-cylinder division?
It's pretty cool. We usually get a couple longer features at the end of the year, but nothing like this. And the way they've actually pushed this race and got it out there and publicized everything, and it will be nice to race for a bigger payday, and then you are going to have some stiffer competition coming in, so it's always better. You race your best against the best guys, so it'll be really fun.
Chase, same thing to you. It's a really important. You're gonna have guys like Dave Simpson come back. Obviously, we just saw DH3 have a great weekend, and you guys as well, and maybe a couple other scragglers from other tracks. This is going to be a different field. This is, in putting it in layman's terms, it's your guys' Money in the Bank, your guys' battle at Berlin.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to finally have a race like this. We haven't had this since I've been racing. Well, yeah, like he said, we've had extended features every once in a while, but this year we actually we're going to have 4, I think, by the end of the year, ending the year with 3 of them, including this $2,000 to win race. So, I mean, it'll be really nice. And it really can shake things up with points, with Berlin points, with NASCAR points. So it's really exciting to have coming up with the expected car count. I mean, it's going to be nice to have that many cars rather than down to 14, 13 that we've been having. So it'll be interesting for sure.
And kind of for either or both of you off of that, 30 lap, the final feature on that, I think it is a 4-tire race as well. So what impact, what can the fans expect to see in terms of the impact on the racing? Is it turning to still a little bit bigger tire save, or with the 4 fresh tires, 30 laps, is it still going to be pushing the car quite a bit over 30 laps?
I think with the competition that's going to be here and everybody knows what you're racing for, it's going to be push the car for the whole race. I mean, you might be able to save a little bit, get to the top couple and save a little bit, wait for that competition caution, but for the most part, I think it's going to be go and get everything you can right off the bat and trying to get up front.
Jace?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, especially with the way the race format is, and if we're going to be starting farther back, you got to get up front as fast as possible. Because if there's going to be, 7, 8, that's just minimum 7, 8 cars that are just as fast as you or faster. That's a lot of people you got to pass in not a lot of time. Competition caution maybe at 15 if it goes green. That's not a ton of time. If there's cars that are equal to you or faster than you and they're 2-3 rows ahead of you, you got to go as quick as you can. Obviously, if you're out front, you might be able to save a little bit, but if you're not out front, you better go.
Obviously, we've seen it like with the Battle at Burley and the Money in the Bank. We got that Battle of the Pros race coming up we talked about. How important is it, I guess, to qualify well? Because you guys don't know the invert yet in that race, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, let's say for super late miles, we all know it's 8, and one driver figured that out.
Carson knew it.
Carson knew it was 8. But how important is it to kind of show maybe the other drivers, maybe yourself, that you have the fastest car during qualifying earlier in the day, even though by the time we see you guys at the end of the night headlining the show, it's going to be 2 different racetracks?
Yeah, especially this weekend with the way the format is, you want to qualify good so you can start good in your heat race.
Right.
And then be able to hit the inversion. So between that and it's always just good to know that you have speed in the car, and it might feel good, but usually when the car feels good is when the car is actually the slowest. So it's always good to feel good, have speed, and then, like I said, with the inversion and finishing good in your heat race this weekend is going to be pretty important.
And Chase, to the point of having the fast car and obviously 4 fresh tires and being on last at night. Obviously, we've had it in the past where 4 cylinders sometimes have gone last after the quote-unquote main event. Now you guys are part of the big part of the show. Where the track's going to be dark. There might be more grip depending on how hot it is earlier in the day. Does that maybe give you some more comfort knowing you have 4 fresh rubber underneath you?
Definitely, especially with the way tires have been lately. It's kind of hard to make them last as long as we would like them to. So, having 4 fresh, we go back to the beginning of the year when we had 4 fresh, and that's when the cars were the fastest. We had the most grip. We had the lowest lap times, and that was when the cars were most comfortable. So, and then along with the weather this weekend, we're finally going to have weather that's not over 90 degrees. The first time in like 2 months that
Nate's
that
happy about
4
that
cylinders
over here.
are not running on a 90-degree day, or at least not supposed to so far. So, yeah, that's also going to add to that. Track is definitely going to be a lot cooler than what we've had the last few weeks, so it definitely should make for a fast and grippy track this week.
Describe the last couple weeks, especially last week. I heard from a couple drivers in different divisions as well, like last Saturday, how the levels or lack thereof of grip on this racetrack, how challenging it has been. Because I heard especially last Saturday was just a very, very odd night, it seemed to be grip-wise.
Yeah, the track, especially this past Saturday, there wasn't really any grip. The bottom had a little bit, but as soon as you got to the top side, it kind of seemed like it was just no man's land. Like you went up there and you couldn't really move, couldn't make a pass. A couple cars could, but it was more sparse than others. And I think it's just with the heat, the humidity, all the rubber on it from the 250, all kind of combined and just kind of took a lot of grip out of the track.
Yeah, because I was describing it up in the booth. It looked like a modern-day super speedway NASCAR race, right?
Yeah.
If you were in a line with cars, maybe, but if you tried to go outside, Chase, you kind of were stuck in no man's land, and you end up falling back 6 or 7 spots before you knew it.
Yeah, it's like he said with the rubber from the 250. We always kind of expect. We can kind of look at the schedule and know whether the track's going to be good, whether it's going to have no grip, just depending on who's there, who's been there, whether it's rained, if it's a green track. So, I mean, yeah, that's something we kind of expected. It was definitely worse than we expected, I would say. And that's, yeah, it made for a little bit harder to pass, for sure.
Kind of big picture for you guys as well. You're having a dominant season here in four cylinders. Kind of goes off what we talked about, like the year that the Holtzlanders had a couple years ago. Yep. You've got these things so figured out. Has there been any thought to moving to a different division in the future? You guys locked in? I mean, like I said, you've got this branding, this dominance that you've got going on right now in the four-cylinder division. But has there been a thought maybe to move into a Sportsman or a Limit or something different in the future?
I mean, I've always wanted to move up. It's just there's a lot of factors to moving up, and time and money and finding a good car for a decent deal. And I mean, I would love to move up and see what I can do. But it's just when the time's right, the time's right.
Yeah, and I mean, we heard it from, for example, Nathan McNabb making the move this year. I mean, there's almost in racing, you can, outside of like if you were to move to like an open wheel car running road courses, you can't make a much bigger move than going from a front wheel drive car into something that's rear wheel drive, and especially at a track like this that's so technical and tricky. So just kind of an interesting thing there that I was curious if it maybe
because Corey Holtzlanders had the same kind of. I mean, he's been good at times, but I mean, Ryan obviously had more time in the Sportsman than he did after he made the move. But I mean, Chase, we've seen Corey. We know how great Corey was all those years ago. Now he's competitive in the Sportsman, but he's obviously shown that it's hard to try to win, especially with that many good drivers in that series.
Yeah, I don't have any plans of moving up. Okay. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you would say like I'm winning every week.
I don't know. I'm just having fun where I'm at. Like I said, I don't know enough about the cars. I'd have to have him and my dad doing basically everything. I don't know enough. A lot of these guys that move up at least have known or know more about the cars and stuff. So, I mean, I'm just fine with the four cylinders that are a little easier to understand for me, a little easier to drive. They're a lot of fun. I mean, they're so much fun to drive. You could just go into the corners harder than anything else. They're a lot of fun. I don't feel like I need to go anywhere else with them.
I kind of want to look at what's going on this season, Justin. You're right on a good path to maybe winning that second track championship. But right now, as of this week, I looked it up before you came on here, 10 points back of the Division IV NASCAR Weekly National Championship. Corey's done it. Your cousin Cole's done it. And Tom McCarthy III's done it. What would it mean to you if you could get a couple good finishers here late? Obviously, with a big car count, that's going to help points. I don't need to go into the math why that would be good. It's a lot of algorithms that even I don't even understand. But what would it mean to you if you could find a way to get on top and score a national championship?
It'd mean a lot. I mean, it's something that you don't really watch during the year because it changes so often, but it's kind of always in the back of your head. And then especially the last couple of years, I haven't really been up there. But when I first started, in my first few years with Corey, we were both in the top 5 for, I think, 3 or 4 years in a row. And ever since then, it's always kind of been in the back of my mind. I mean, it'd be really cool to do. A lot of guys have done it, and a lot of people that I'm friends with and that I've raced with. And, I mean, honestly, right now, either one of us could actually potentially get it. We need some good runs, some good car counts. But, yeah, it'd mean a lot. It'd be really cool.
Oh, I'll say I got a couple more fun ones here, just because we have you guys here, and people should get to know you guys. It's not just about the great cars you guys have. So we obviously know that Chase was not supposed to be a race car driver. He's just gonna be the fun guy that did all the fun stuff. I'm kidding, Chase. I guess when did you guys get into racing? Let's kind of take it back a little bit. Was it just because you came out here, or did you guys get introduced to NASCAR at a young age, or in Nate's case, going to sports car tracks? How did you get involved in automobile racing?
Well, I got into it. We both kind of got into it. My dad raced in the early 2000s. He raced the Sportsman out here.
Yeah.
And I was in the pits with him all the time. And then when he actually retired from racing, Cole had just bought a super stock. And so I started helping him I love coming to the racetrack, just to stay at the racetrack and being a part of it. And I helped him for a few years, and he's the one that actually let me borrow a car for a few races in 2016, and I ran it once and I was hooked.
Yeah.
So ever since then, just been hooked, and I'm here every weekend.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, obviously coming here as a kid with my dad racing was a lot of fun. I mean, that's a lot of fond memories we all have together. Like you said, he was in the pits for a lot of it. I was actually out. I was never old enough when he raced to actually be able to go in the pit. So I was always out here with my cousins and my other brother and my grandma and grandpa and all them that were out here. And so it was a lot of fun just being around that. And then obviously once I got older, I wasn't around like when Cole raced. I wasn't really here that much. But when he started racing, obviously I was coming, watching him. And then I went to college for a couple years, and then they said they wanted to try a backup car. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And I tried it. Open test session the week before opening night. We had the car jacked up. My dad's trying to figure out the transmission. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if I want to do this now. If I'm watching him do this where the car's jacked up. We bring it here, and I pull it out on the track. I'm running in 5th gear. I'm supposed to be in 3rd gear. Still had a lot of fun. I came back in. They told me, yeah, you were in 5th gear the whole time. But I'm like, oh, well, I didn't even know. Didn't even know how to shift a car. Like, I never ran a manual at all until I pulled on the track. But I loved it. Kept coming back out. Here we are 6 years later. I'm here every week. Obviously, my work has a lot to do with this place as well. And racing is a huge part of our lives now. So
I was about to say, maybe piggyback on that, because everyone, whenever in the victory lane and they remember their sponsors, even you guys have fallen victim to forgetting that a couple times. How important, Chase, is HD5 to this track? Tim Horvath, obviously, it's not just you guys. It's guys that are national, guys that come in here. Obviously, he made trophies. He made trophies for the North Wilkesboro races as well. How important is HD5 to supporting not just this track, but racing in general?
Oh, it's very important. We love to do all that stuff. I mean, we're all over the country right now. We're doing trophies for ASA. Like, he's currently at Owasso because we did the trophy for the ASA race there that's going on right now. Obviously, we do all the trophies here, banquets all over. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun to be a part of something so cool like that and get to travel to places and do, like, Pensacola. We go to Pensacola every year for the Snowball Derby. That's a huge deal for our company. It's a huge deal in the racing world too. Yeah, it's something that's really cool to be a part of, and to just keep doing it every week. I mean, we get to do the trophies every week. We get to do graphics on race cars when people are repairing them every week. I mean, that's the reason our cars look the way they do, is because I work there. I install them. I do everything for our cars, and just got to make them look good. I mean, that's the HD5 way. Yep. Designed to win.
Look, there you go. That's the best way to do it. Last thing, guys, 3 more nights for the 4 cylinders this year. Just kind of what can you tell fans to expect out of these cars? Not just the 3 races this year, and then hopefully into next year in 2026 as well, Justin.
It's going to be a really good race. I think we're going to have a lot more cars the last 3 races, just trying to bring in competition for this race. And usually at the end of the year, there's more guys that come out and dabble in it and try and run a few races at the end of the year. And you're going to have really good racing, tight racing. Everybody's getting down there in points now, so everybody's points racing, and it's going to be a really good race in the next 3 weeks.
You think so, Chase? You think it's going to be pretty good like that?
Yeah, especially with it being ending the year on 3 30-lap features. That's going to make it a little more intense with points, like he said. It's going to be cool, hopefully. I mean, this week's cooled off. Hopefully the next 2 weeks will be cooled off as well. That always makes for better racing, especially championship night. Championship night's going to be crazy with all the divisions. Yeah. The Outlaws are going to be there. That's going to be a really fun night. Especially if we can keep up what we're doing, we're going to have a really fun time that night.
I'd have to look it up because I don't know if Ryan and Corey did. Jesse might be able to correct me. I don't know if we ever had brothers go 1-2, at least in the 4 cylinders. Maybe some
not that I know of. They might have one year. I think it actually would have been closer with Corey and Diana possibly. A couple years that Diana ran, she was up there too. So
yeah, they were the first ever mother-daughter to win heat races the same night. So
Mother-son.
What did I say?
Mother-daughter.
Same thing.
I've only had 1 cup of coffee today, and it's 7 o'clock, and that was 12 hours ago I had that cup of coffee. Anyways, regardless, you guys are trying to pull something off that's incredible this year. Congratulations so far to your success this year. Good luck this weekend and the final 2 weeks of the year, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We've been chatting here with Justin Roelofs, points leader in the Auto Value 4 cylinders, and behind him his brother Chase Roelofs, also battling for national championships here in the NASCAR Weekly Series. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time. We'll wrap things up here from Berlin next on Trackside Live. And welcome back, folks. Trackside Live at Berlin Raceway on August 20th. It is August the 20th. We got, what, 2 more of these, 3 more weeks of racing after this. This is just a weird, it's a weird feeling because I don't want to say, oh, it feels like we just started, because it doesn't feel like that. We've had some long nights this season, but it's crazy to think that it's already almost over, Nate.
I know it is crazy how fast it went this year. I think it's only gone that fast because we've had, like, the schedule we've had has been so packed. Like, I can't think of any time that we had, like, back-to-back weeks that would even just be, like, a basic local show. We've had so much in terms of, like, really cool traveling stuff coming in consistently. The year's going to, of course, end with that here in the next couple weeks as well. I mean, this is a quote-unquote straightforward local show, but it's nice to just have our 4 local divisions. There's going to be an action. There's a big 4-cylinder race attached to it, but, like, it is nice that we just kind of have that normal setup, and then the rest of the year is going to get crazy again for the last couple weeks.
Let's kind of look one more time at this coming Saturday night. We said the Super Late Model is coming back for $2,000 for the 4 cylinders. We got the Sportsman's and the Limited Late Models. We have an autograph session coming up as well this Saturday before the race. So come out here early, get some autographs from some of the top drivers. You can get autographs from the Roelofs brothers and whatnot, and some other guys that might be here from out of town. But Nate, there's a lot of cool stuff coming on. We got the cool post-race show, but also there's an opportunity for fans to get an opportunity to see the big Pro Invitational race we got coming up, part of Battle of the Pros weekend on Friday, September 5th.
Yes, certainly we're going to have a chance there to getting ready for that. That event is going to be something that we haven't quite seen before in terms of the Pro Late Models here, and the again, if you've seen the Money in the Bank, if you've seen the Battle at Berlin, the kind of names we have there, it's going to be the same, plus maybe even some other younger guys, some guys that are more Jags Tour ASA type competitors. So certainly getting ready for that. It's the final tune-up for all the local guys, maybe some other travelers as well. It's going to be, again, like I said, still $12,000 to win that next week, so it's still a big deal.
So, and also this Saturday, fans can get free tickets to that Friday night race, that Pro Invitational race. So that race, by the way, 75 laps, only for drivers who have never won late model races before. But Nate, tell people how they can get free tickets to that race. Or for isn't it true if they bring it? Yeah. If they bring a new, unused, back-to-school donation, they receive a ticket to that race. I thought I read that right.
Yes, you did. Well, I was misreading myself. This is A+ TV, folks. Yes. So if you.
Well, that's why we're not on television. See, ESPN's not calling us anytime soon.
But okay, so yes, we've got that the drive coming on to be able to get and receive a free ticket for that Friday race, which is going to be a really cool race as well because you've got the non-winners, the invitational sort of aspect. So you're going to have a lot of younger, I think, future star type drivers. Oddly enough, our youngest driver, Tyler Lupton, not going to be eligible for that race because he's a winner.
Yep.
But also a lot of other giveaways. For 75 kids in the gate, it's back to school night on Saturday, are going to get a free basic Jump Plus pass to rebounders in Grand Rapids, the Jennison location. Yeah, Gabby's Dollhouse at DeVos Performance Hall will have a ticket giveaway, or there'll be a ticket giveaway for that. There's going to be a face painter, bounce house on the concourse, kids quad giveaway. So we gave away the mini wedge last week. We've got a kids quad that we're giving away this week. So once again, that was a look at the schedule, and then all of that also going on in terms of the giveaways.
Prior Noon is the band that will be playing after the show. So a little country band, a little countryside for the. So maybe we can get I don't know if we can get you and Ryan to go in the bounce house and have some fun with that, or maybe get. Unfortunately, we lost. The mini wedges are done after tonight.
Well, I just got an offer to drive a mini wedge, so I found that to be a little bit insulting. But I can tell you, the kid that drives it normally
you have about as much facial hair as Jackson Cook, so Jackson has a little bit of facial hair too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's going to be a fun night. Saturday night, the green flag drops at 6:30. Autograph session a little bit before that. We'll be live on Flow Racing at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Or is it Standard Time or is it Daylight Time yet?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
The ET.
It's Eastern.
It's Eastern Time. We'll be on that for sure. And we'll be back next Wednesday. Even though we are off on Labor Day weekend, we have an exciting show coming up next week. A couple of big names getting ready for that Battle of the Pros weekend. Expected to be on that show as well. As I keep pounding this table, I didn't realize how much I could hear it. Oh, it's because their mics are still on. That's why. We are professionals as it gets. Jeff Striegel's not here to tell us.
I know. I don't even know anymore.
Jeff is at Owasso watching a really good race there tonight. Of course, like I said, Friday and Saturday, big races on September 5th and 6th. This Saturday, an all regular race that I almost said all-inclusive race. It's inclusive for us because we're a part of it, not for the fans. So they got to pay to get in a little bit.
I think we're rambling.
We are rambling. We're rolling off the rails as I always do. Trackside Live, folks. Nate Dreyer, Tyler Kuehl. I'm Tyler. He's Nate. We'll see you all next week, and we'll see you Saturday here at Berlin.